On that drive, where you get four catches, maybe the last one was the flutter ball that hung up in the air for a while. Can you just take us through that and were you supposed to get the ball?
I knew I had a chance from the play call, but I was just really confused because I didn't know what was going on. I was just confused. I knew I had a chance to get the ball. I just wasn't sure what the situation was in terms of we're about to kick a field goal, how much time was on the clock, what we were doing, what we were trying to do. So, but I saw the ball up in the air. Luckily, he tackled me I think we had one timeout, but luckily he tackled me, and we were able to take the timeout because I'm not sure what would have happened if that wasn't the case. So, like I said, I was a little bit confused, but it ended up working out all right.
Brock obviously trusts you a lot already, based on the left you guys. How have you guys been able to kind of build that?
I think just the type of player he is, the type of dude he is, how good he really actually is, and how calm he is, how he plays this game at the quarterback position. I feel like he's even kind of sped me up a little bit. So he's doing a great job. But I think we're still working. We're still working. We're trying to keep building. We see stuff every single week that we can get better at. And we know the ultimate goal. We're trying to get better every week. That starts with the whole receiver room, tight ends, anybody who's catching the ball. Anytime that quarterback interaction is going on with the pass catcher, we're trying to just get better. So he's doing a great job and leading us all in that direction.
It seemed like the first four games that he played in, there wasn't much adversity. You know, you guys got in the lead, stayed in the lead. What did he show you as you guys, had to get into the end zone? You guys had to score points. You guys were coming from behind. How did he handle that pressure?
He handled it great. He did a great job. He's super calm dude. And he like the moment's never too big for him. I think we're not just going out there and trying to put a plan together to where everybody picks up. And we kind of hide what he's got going on or he's not ready. He's out there leading 2-minute drives, signaling out wide, changing the play call while we're going in 2 minutes. So, like, today just really showed us that I think this dude is on a different level and he can play for sure.
We've probably asked you this a number of different ways, but with each week, is it just more and more surprising how different a level he's on?
Yeah, I think it started in practice this week. With a chance for him to I think he got healthier over the past couple of weeks, just how the ball is coming out. I think they were on him a little bit about stuff being a little bit behind or a little bit late, and he came out this week and was firing the football, and it showed again today. So he's doing a great job, like I said.
All those slants you guys hit down the stretch, how important is timing on those plays and, getting the ball out on time? How important was that for those to be that effective?
Oh, super important, just because they know we want to run across the middle. We want to run slants. We want to run from the outside, go across the middle. So when that's the case, you have linebackers trying to get in the way, trying to get hands up, trying to get into our areas where we like to hit. But if the ball's on time and we're on the right page, then we're able to still complete those, and we saw that.
Growing up a 49ers fan, watching this rivalry, now being able to play in it and come away with a win like this, how special is that for you?
Oh, it's giant. It's huge. Just throughout the whole week, I didn't really understand it today. This is my first time playing the Raiders in a regular season game and a January 1st game, so it's obviously a huge game. But just throughout the week, talking to people, I got people hitting me up like, man, like, you don't even, like, telling me I don't know how serious this rivalry is. And I'm like, I mean, I think it's pretty important to me too, but just seeing that and hearing that, it kind of made me realize, like, okay, this might be a little bit deeper than I thought. So it was super, super, super fun to come down here. And get a win when it kind of wasn't very pretty at all, but we still got the dub, so very exciting.
Brandon, Christian said you were in beast mode on that drive. You had 4 catches. I mean, do you feel like you're in the zone and if they weren't going to be able to cover you?
I just knew it was time to make a play. I didn't like how the game had went early on. Obviously, as anybody does, they have expectations and what they want to do coming into the game, and I didn't feel that. I think Kyle wanted to get it to me early. It wasn't working out. I felt as if he went away from me, rightfully so. And then he came back to me at the end. So I knew I wanted to for myself and for who I believe I am and for this team to go out there and make some plays and get a win.
How difficult is this offense to stop when all the playmakers are getting the ball seems spread around, and you can't really key in on one guy?
I think yesterday we were in the back of the room talking. We're just going through our openers, and one of our plays was getting it to George, or McCaffrey was the first read. We wanted to get him on a kind of like a choice route, and you just hear Kyle say, "All right, Brock, we coming out here. We're looking at McCaffrey. He's running a choice route. If McCaffrey's not there, come to the other side." And George is running the same thing on the other side. Kittle's running the same thing on the other side. And I just looked at Hank and Debo and I said, "Hey, nobody gonna, like, it's really on us. Like, nobody gonna be able to stop us. Like, it's really on us. We got too many dudes. I feel bad for anybody who got a game plan against us. But at the end of the day, we still gotta do what we gotta do. Take care of our business, and we'll be just fine."
All right, thanks, Brandon.
Appreciate it.
A couple of your teammates have said that this is almost a good time to face adversity because you're not in the playoffs. It's not going to go home. So timing-wise, it's actually good for you guys.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I don't think anybody wants to make a game close or anything. You always want to put up points and win in a comfortable way. But for us to go through that kind of scenario, and for our offense, and then even for myself, games on the line, and we have to move down the field and put up points and trust the defense, like all that kind of stuff. So I think it was great for our team and where we're at, in terms of what our goal is and all of this. So it was good for us to go through that.
Brock, I don't think other than when you first came in for Jimmy against Miami, you guys had even trailed since you've been playing quarterback in a game. What can it do for your confidence to be in this kind of situation and perform the way you did?
Yeah. Again, I think, Kyle calls a great game, and so all I have to do is go in and trust that whatever he's calling is going to be there in terms of, going through my progression and hitting the guys that are open. Got playmakers all across the field around me. So I know that, and I don't have to go in feeling like, the weight of the world's on my shoulders and I have to perform, or else I just got to go do my job. And so to have that kind of game, it was great to feel like that, in the fourth quarter, game's on the line. All right, now we got to go and put up points. It was great, for me to go through that and feel it again. Last time I felt like that was in college, in the tight games and stuff like that. So it was good overall.
Have you thought much about what it's going to feel like when the postseason begins? You don't have anything to compare it to, but is this kind of how you feel like a postseason atmosphere is going to be, with the kind of pressure that you guys face to score points, get in the end zone when you're behind?
Yeah. We've all talked about it, moving forward with one game left in the regular season and then playoffs starting up. But, to come in an environment like this and, you feel it, at the end of the game, like crowd's going crazy and you have to go out and perform and do your job, So for what's to come, I feel like that was great in terms of prepping our offense, defense, special teams, just the whole unit as a whole. It was great just prepping us and getting us right for what's about to come. So we know that. All the older guys have obviously told me and told the younger guys in terms of what to expect. So they've done a great job in prepping us. So it was a great experience for all of us to get that.
What was working so well for you and Brandon, especially on that last drive?
Yeah. He's just a reliable guy. It wasn't like we're going into the game like, all right, we got to dial all this stuff up for BA or anything like that. It was really for everyone to get open and do their part. BA does a great job in winning his man-to-man matchups. He does a great job of creating space, and I trust him in terms of where he's going to be. And so at the end of the game, for to him to do his thing, all I had to do is put the ball on him and let him get yak after the catch. So great job by Brandon overall, man. I love that guy and I trust him, and I'm very happy for him.
How difficult is your offense to stop when you're distributing the ball to all your playmakers and defenses can't key in on one of them?
Yeah. It just goes back to all the playmakers that we have. It's like guys have to dial things up to stop Christian, and then George, and then BA, and then even Juwan and Ray. It's like, man, it's difficult. And so all I have to do is, like I said, trust in Kyle's game plan, and just get the balls to those guys. And you saw it, you get the ball to a guy like Christian on a screen or whatever, and he goes however far. And same with Ray. So all these guys are playmakers, man. So I just have to do my job and be a point guard and distribute it to the right guy.
Brandon mentioned that you had refined some timing here, especially as you've gotten healthier over the course of the past week. How big was that to overcome? I think it was early in the fourth quarter. There's a stretch with a few misses. Then you started hitting again. where did that timing and all that work you put in during this week factor in there?
Yeah, that's definitely so true. In terms of getting banged up against Tampa Bay, and then not getting a lot of reps at practice in terms of throwing and getting the rhythm and timing down. But I feel like ever since I've gotten more healthy and stuff at practice, it's been nice to just get on point with BA and all the receivers. And so at the end, just sinking in terms of what we've done at practice time and time again, it was really nice to get things rolling. But Greasy did a great job on the sideline too, with when I felt a little just off schedule with things, just getting me back centered and like, hey man, like you've done this time and time again in games, at practice, and nothing's changing. The situation's a little different, but just do your job. So.
In the regulation, we got hit and the ball flooded, and Brandon ended up catching it. What is going through your mind as hanging on?
Yeah, I mean, I was just thankful BA came down with it. I was like, man, come on, BA. I was actually trying to get the ball to George, and then I think it was the DN. He had a great play, and he got the ball a little bit, and it went up. I just got to be smarter, in that kind of situation in terms of if he's close, just take a loss or throw it away rather than try to go deep for George. But it was a great play by him. BA did a great job. We all trust the guy, and he was where he needed to be, and he came down with it. So thank you, BA. Yeah, I got the edge. We had what we wanted, but that backside corner came up sort of late. And when I threw it to George, I thought there was no one else out there, and all I had to do was just give him a ball to catch, and then he'd have a big gain. But the corner came a little late, and I didn't put enough on it to get him out there. I just got to lead him, and that's something that I got to watch and learn from.
When you talk about players that are talking to you about the playoffs and what that atmosphere is going to be like, how much conversation have you had like that with Jimmy?
Yeah, Jimmy's played in a lot of big games and stuff, obviously. I talked to him about the Super Bowl and everything a while back. And just all those games leading up to it. We haven't talked, recently in terms of what to expect, but definitely he's going to be a guy that I end up going to and asking here shortly. But the conversations that I had before, like even he started, when Trey was playing and everything, I was always asking Jimmy, like, hey man, like situationally, like what have you thought or the things that you've experienced, and he would always tell me. And so definitely I'm going to go back and ask Jim moving forward what to expect.
Take some more.
80% of the stadium was rooting for your team today. Just felt like a home game for you guys.
Yeah. There was a lot of points in the game where it's like, man, you don't know where you're at. Are you home? Are you away? But overall, man, the Niners, travel, I think, better than anyone in the NFL. It's crazy. Even, we were in Carolina a couple months ago, things like that. Like, they travel, and we're very thankful for them. So, but at the same time, props to the Raiders, too. They made it pretty hostile at the end. You could feel it, feel their energy, and so I thought it was a great game overall. Both fan bases were in it, but you got to love the Niner fan base. So.
Brock, a lot of your teammates have talked about what a cool customer you are under pressure. Do you ever get flustered at all out there?
I'm pretty hard on myself mentally. The pick to George or a missed read. I always tell myself, like, mentally, like, man, like, you got to be better. You can be better. You've shown that you can. But I just, I don't like to show it to my teammates or anyone like that. I just got to, ride the highs, ride the lows, and stay in the middle. And, just keep things simple like that. But the minute I start to go down or anything like that and start getting flustered, I feel like, obviously, guys will feel that and feed off that. So, I just got to play my part and do my job and keep things nice and calm and cool, collected, even if it's someone else that messes up too. So.
All right, thanks, Brock.
The final field goal.
What was my view of it? I was just like, man, like we knew Robbie was going to hit that one. So right when he hit it, it was like, man, like it was a good experience for all of us. Defense did their part, offense did their part, and then special teams cap it off. So
All right, guys.
thanks, guys.
All right.
What are your emotions? What are your emotions like through a game like that? Switch back and forth and just wild.
Yeah, I think just try to stay as poised as possible. Those games are so fun. That's kind of the games you dream about as a kid. Those ones where it's so back and forth, and you have to fight and claw your way back. And it was good for us to have that game. So every win is a team win, and we'll just keep growing and building off of the mistakes and capitalizing on the things that we did well.
Christian, you say it was good for you guys to have that game. Brock, in particular, hadn't been in kind of those types of situations. Kyle had said he wanted to see it. How was he in the fourth quarter, trailing after the pick, things like that? How was he just kind of handling things when they went awry a little bit?
He was great. Not only was he poised, but he took the throne too and made a couple calls in the huddle and just was very definitive in the way he ran things, and everything was really smooth. And there's a couple things here and there, but not with him, but with our team. But once again, it was just a good time to have a game like that, and especially for him to be able to go out there and stay poised and do what he did, and for Aiyuk to carry us on that last drive, and it was just fun to be a part of.
Can you expound on that a little bit? Why is it important to have a game like that? I'm assuming you're talking about just getting the team playoff ready, playoff prepared. Why is that important?
Because you never know when you're going to be in one of those games again. Obviously you want to blow every team out, but that's not realistic in this league. And you need to be battle tested. You need to have your back against the wall, so you know how to respond, so you can figure out and find ways and have experience under pressure. I think that's the biggest thing going into the playoffs, and a lot of these guys have a lot of experience in those games, so it was good that we got it.
Christian, at any point during the game, did you know that the number 2 seed was very much in play?
I think we all knew in the back of our head, but it didn't matter unless we won this one, so we were just trying to focus on everything we could do to execute and come out with a win.
You mentioned Aiyuk on the last drive. What what did he show you, and then what your vantage point was on the flutter ball that was he caught?
Beast mode. He went full beast mode on that last drive, and that's who he is. He's a beast. The things that he does are special, and especially in crunch time, for him to have a game like that and put our team on his back was awesome, because we needed him, and he showed up.
Did you, when that ball was fluttering in the air, kind of, I assume you were on the field, but what are anything going through your mind like, oh crap?
I don't know. Yeah. I don't really know what goes through my head during games. A lot of it, you watch the tape and you can decipher why you make certain decisions, but there's not a lot going through my head.
You guys had that comeback, obviously, in this game. Was there anything that the Raiders' defense did in particular that you guys had to overcome or just figure out?
Yeah, I think, a lot of times when we get in tight games, it's just minimizing mistakes for us. We feel like we can play with anybody, with any defense. It's just about minimizing mistakes and, being extremely efficient. Obviously, I don't like making blanket statements till I watch the tape. And once we watch the film, that'll kind of tell us everything we need to know. But momentum-wise, I felt like we were moving the ball well. I think the O-line did an unbelievable job all day in the run game and the pass game. And guys showed up and made plays when they needed to and finished with a win.
Christian, you set up Jordan Mason's touchdown with a pretty nifty catch and run, and you smashed into a guy pretty good. So what do you recall from that play, and just what did that describe for your mentality for it?
Yeah, honestly, they brought an all-out blitz, and so I knew I had to look a little quicker, and Brock did a great job getting the ball off. Brunskill made a great block, because those things happen a little slower sometimes when that happens, so he did a great job. And after that, I was just kind of, see red and go get as many yards as you can.
Christian, in addition to the pressure of being in a close game like that, what did you gain from as an offense of being in a shootout where you had to match, touchdown for touchdown, and you had to put a lot of points on the board?
Yeah, it's great to have those games because you have to answer scores with scores to win in this league in order to keep the momentum as well. And we knew that if we just keep putting points on the board, eventually our defense was going to get a stop, whether it was 1 overtime or 2, or I think 2. I don't know the rules anymore, but and they did. Bosa made a great rush at the end, and Gip came up with the pick, put us in field goal range, and Robbie made the game winner. So it was, it was good that we had that as an offense so we could continue to answer scores with scores. Thanks, guys.
What do we want to talk about?
Defense needed a game like that. I assume it was a little humbling. How can that?
Yeah, I would. He's saying obviously it's a great learning lesson for us. Not ideal. You don't want to have to learn that lesson, right? But Yeah, a lot to take away from it. We gotta take a look at the film. There's a ton of things that we could have been better on all day long. Run game, pass game didn't matter. It felt like they had their way all day. So we for sure got to be much better.
You said this week you expect them to come out. You guys expect them to run the ball a lot. Now, then you had a lot of success in play action. How much were you kind of off balance, particularly early in the game, first half?
Yeah, I think for sure first drive too aggressive. They came out, they ran them play actions like you mentioned, and got an early score. And we for sure just got to be better about reading our keys, playing our technique. Kudos to them. They had a heck of a game plan. They came out to execute at a high level. Stidham played a heck of a game. They already had a lot of playmakers. We weren't slouching on them at all. They played a heck of a game.
What were your thoughts when you saw the ball fluttering through the air?
Yeah, I didn't really even know where it was at first because I'm covering somebody and then I'm like, where's the ball? And then you look back and Gibb got it and had a great return. Guys blocking downfield and sealed the game.
Are you guys aware at all that the number 2 seed was in play and that obviously the win, that if you did it, you would move up?
We've known just during the week that was a possibility. No, during the game didn't know. We found out after the game, and obviously that's huge for our team. And all that aside, we got to make sure that we're playing better on our side of the ball defensively. Offense had a heck of a game. Even special teams have been playing really good, and we got to make sure we're playing at our best come playoffs, regardless of our seeding.
What does it say about your team that you can win several different ways?
That we're a complete team, and that's what you need. That's what you need to be able to win big time games. As much as I hate to say it, that we needed this, I want us to dominate in all facets of the game every single time we step out there. But adversity makes you stronger, and we're as tough as they come. We're going to take a hard look at it, and we'll be better from it.
Your defense faced lots of checkdowns and screens most of the season. The last 2 weeks, you've been getting a lot of aggressive shots down the field. Why do you think that is, and what do you guys need to do to defend those better?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure why that is, or what the numbers look like in terms of when they are checking it down or going down the field. But we just got to be better all across the boards. In second level in the back end of covering and being what we're supposed to be, playing our technique.
Was that kind of a wake-up call when he scored out of position?
I guess so. Obviously, when they go down and they score right away, I'm not sure when the last time that happened. I guess Miami, first play of the game when they go score on the first play. But it's not. I didn't feel prior to the game that guys weren't up for it. Guys weren't ready to go. It's just a matter of technique and doing our job.
What are some of the unique issues quarterbacks are going to present?
I think it just all comes down to plastering and coverage, and obviously being better in our pass rushing lanes. I think that's probably the biggest surprise that we faced today was his scramble ability, his pocket presence, like Nick mentioned, and he did a heck of a job. He played a great game. Seriously, my hat's off to him. The final field goal, the one we won the game, I was on the side on the knee, just preparing for whatever. You're praying at that point. We gotta find a way.
Fred, what did you see from Brock? Being put in that situation for the first time, pressure coming from behind. What did he show you today?
He showed me who he's been all along. He has been exactly what we've needed at that position, and has stepped up big time. I can't say enough about Brock. And the way that he's played. And we're going to need him big time down, for the rest of the season. And he's stepped up big time. The poise, the confidence, is incredible for a rookie. And obviously, a lot of people slept on him the last pick of the draft, but he's come in big time and played big time football.
All right, appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, George, what's to be gained from having a game like this, a pressure-packed game that goes into overtime?
A lot goes into it. I mean, it puts a lot of pressure on every single person in the building, whether you're offense, defense, special teams, or coaching staff. We have a rookie quarterback who's playing at an incredibly high level, but we have been playing from ahead for a lot of it. We were 7-7 last week versus the Commanders, but our offense got rolling, our defense got rolling. But I think this was a good game our defense didn't play their best today, and I think they'll all tell you that. Oh, hey, Fred. Hey, I will say Fred's effort was wonderful today. But, for our offense to go out there and score a lot of points, that's, I think you look back like Kansas City, our offense did not put up enough points, and that's the reason that we didn't win that game. And for our offense to come out there and move the ball, we had great screen plays. Brandon Aiyuk was fantastic. We made the plays we needed to make. Our O-line played at a high level. Brock Purdy played at a high level. So I think it's really good for us just to go into – I feel like we should have won the game earlier, but, we made mistakes and had some penalties in areas we shouldn't have done. But I think it's a great win for the Niners.
George, was there a part of you that was curious to see how Brock would do in that type of situation, and how was he?
Brock was fantastic. He's going to come up here and he'll tell you that he missed a couple of throws. He did this, he did that. But, at the end of the day, Brock played at a high enough level for us to win. He made throws that he needed to make. Him and Aiyuk were clicking the entire fourth quarter, OT. It was fantastic. And then just for Brock to get those reps with a ton of pressure on your shoulders and just to go right through it, that's what you want to see from him. And again, he's a guy that played a ton of college ball. He's lost big games, lost overtime games. He's won those games. And so he's just there and he's just enjoying himself playing good football.
He takes to your touchdown. Were you the primary on that one?
Goodness gracious, no. Not at all. We were in that play a couple of times on Friday for our red zone stuff. I wasn't even close. They're like, hey, you're going to distract two guys and Ayuk's going to be wide open right behind you. And I was like, okay. And then the look came out and it was not the look that we went against. Kudos to Brock for just keeping his eyes up and finding me in the back of the end zone. It's awesome.
Is that one of his best attributes, that you never know where the ball's going? If you get open, he's going to find you regardless of where you are in the progression?
He's just really good. He's fast. He has very great pocket awareness. He gets out of there, and then what he does when he's rolling out, he just keeps his eyes up. He's looking for everything. I think he can see, hey, he's not open. Okay, who's coming from behind, and boom. And it was a great throw by him. I got behind everybody. Super sneaky. That's what I'm good at.
George, is it more fun or stressful playing a shootout game like this?
I love winning by 30 points. But, check your pulse, man. It's the NFL. It's football. That's what you live for. Those moments where you go out there and those moments that, define your team. You want to win in every single way possible, no matter, what the situation is. Put the pressure on. It's way more fun. You love that stress because you're just going to see the guys that are in the huddle. I think it's a lot easier when you're up 20 points. You're like, okay, hey, we just got to take care of us. Our defense playing at a high level. We're good. Just don't turn the ball over. But when it's just going back and forth, it's a good time. Sure. I'm focused on 2023. Hey, we're undefeated in 2023. That's a good one, right? But yeah, just found a way to win, and then our defense, they come up huge in overtime. I think it was Bosa who applied the pressure, pushed the offensive lineman into the quarterback, made a hell of a play. Was that you, Bosa? Just playing, defensive MVP and potentially, in my opinion, still MVP. But just our defense is playing at a high level. They're fantastic in those close situations. When it comes down to it, I'll pick our defense over any offense.
Appreciate it, George.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, George, also just feel how the defense played, the play that was made in overtime. How do you leave this game feeling about how you guys played?
Obviously, a ton to correct defensively, but for the offense to take control and win it for us was ginormous. We needed that. I'm proud of them, but yeah, a lot to get better on. But I think we needed this as a defense. That's a really good team. Best running back I've played against in my career, no doubt about it. That dude's a beast. And they have a lot of really talented players. Quarterback played good, so the NFL will humble you 100% of the time.
Nick, can you take us through the play where you were able to push the left tackle into Stidham and just how you set yourself up for it and how it unfolded?
Yeah, I just kind of changed up the pace of my rush and got into his chest and just kept pushing. And I think his hand hit the helmet of the guy. I haven't seen it yet, but oh man, I was happy to see the ball fluttering in the air.
Maybe everything's a surprise when you're playing a quarterback who hadn't played a lot. But was there anything about his game that really took you by surprise?
Yeah, pocket presence. We gave him way too many open lanes in the pass rush. We need to clean that up for sure. But he was poised. He took hits, hit him a good amount of times. We all did, and he completed the ball on most of them. So he's tough player and smart.
Was that the thing that surprised you guys the most, was him being able to get out of their pocket and create those lanes and get some yards that way?
It was, but the lanes we gave him, anybody could have ran through. Tom Brady could have ran through those. So that's one of the things that, as a D line, even a dominant D line, we can't have it. Good quarterbacks are going to get out of the pocket and create downfield, and that puts our back end at a huge disadvantage.
Nick, did you underestimate Scott? I mean, not you personally, but just collectively?
I think, yeah, a little bit. But, we don't underestimate any team. We come in and play the best that we can. And, yeah, he played well. So definitely won't underestimate anybody like that again.
All right, appreciate it. Third, be next.
Thank you, Nick.